lovelies, it's Ethany and welcome to Oracle Wednesday for the 11th of December to the 17th of December 2019, and it is a full moon in Gemini this Wednesday, and Gemini is this bitch's sun sign. So I'm probably going to be a bit of an extra chatty Ethany this week. I'm really excited to be showing you the 3 decks that I've chosen to work with this week. They have it was a very fun aesthetic to work with, and also the messages were really very cool. I am going to, as always, swap over those cameras, show you the piles, you pick, we come back, and this face tells you all about what message your inner self, your spirit guides, your ancestors, the divine, the universe, however you like to phrase it, has for you this week. If you want to see the decks that I use in this week's Oracle Wednesday, you can wait till the end when I go through a few of the cards and talk a little bit about the deck, or you can just go straight to the description box below where I have a link for every one of them. And many of these I have always got unboxings, not all the time, because I'm digging into my collection when I'm doing these things. And sometimes I purchase decks and I don't always do an unboxing because I'm also very blessed to be sent a lot, and I would prefer to make sure that I'm getting I'm helping people in our industry share their creations with the world, so they kind of end up at the top rather than the ones that I've actually purchased myself, if that makes sense. So without further ado, see, you can tell this like full moon in Gemini is like hella kicking in. But without further ado, let's go have a look at those cards and we'll come back to see what your messages are. Okay, lovely ones, here are your cards for the week, your piles, and it's now time to pick which one you feel is calling you for a message that you are to receive for this week. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I suggest you write it down so that when we go to your message revealed, you don't forget it. And again, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Look at those beautiful pastels. Which one is calling you? And then let's go see what your messages are. Okay, are you ready? Group number 1. I apologize in advance if you hear my little puppy in the background. Dog's going to do what they're going to do, by the way. So your first card this week is Fortune. Your second card for the week is the 7 of Cups, or the Daydream Believer, sorry. Dreamweaver, that's a completely different song. And then we have the Spirit Cats Oracle, and that card is Connection. This one here, all those kitty cats connected. So really cool message for this week for those of you who have picked group number 1. You are being reminded that you are the thing that connects your dreams and your vision and all the things that you want in your life to the material world. You are the conduit. You are the thing that brings those lovely desires and daydreams and fantasies and all that sort of stuff down to earth. And without you and without this belief in your dreams, nothing is going to happen. So here's the thing about thought and about fantasy and daydreaming and creative visualization. They all can actually work in your favor. And if you're able to keep your vision really clear and to keep seeing those things as a positive reinforcement to the universe that you are very serious and that you are definitely wanting to go for your dreams, and you have an idea of what's it's going to feel like, where you're going to be, you are going to be able to help harness that and have the conduit of all that coming through. It may be very frustrating if you've been feeling lately as though your dreams and your goals have felt like nothing but a daydream and nothing but something that is completely out of reach. You might have hit a lot of brick walls this year. You may have found that you've been start and go, that the motivation well may be very dry. But really, if you can keep that in your mind at least, going to a place that is still really very positive, and you've still confirmed that in your heart when you think about it that it is what you want, you are in a really, really good place. The good news is that by you being that conduit, that connecting piece, nothing is out of reach for you as long as you remember that you are the main resource and you are the main power behind your goals. Now, Fortune was the first card that I actually picked in regards to when I was doing this reading, and that it's a wonderful card to have, as it is really the universe saying that if this is what you picked this year and you've been feeling a little frustrated, like things haven't been coming as quickly or easy as you wanted it to, the tide is about to turn. That Ferris wheel is I hate Ferris wheels, by the way, completely different subject, but I do not like them. But the Ferris wheel is about to change. I do like the card Fortune though. Is about to start moving again. And you have to be ready to put those beautiful plans into action. You can't just dream about them anymore. It may be what sustains you, that vision of like your dreams and being, you know, I'm going to be XYZ, and, you know, and singing like I want to be a billionaire every morning, or whatever it is for you. That's fine, but then you need to do something about it. You can't just expect it to kind of fall in your lap. So you have to be ready to put those beautiful plans into action, and not just believe in your daydreams, but to believe in yourself and your abilities, and to put those things into action. Small progress is one of my favorite sayings, is small progress is still progress, and you never know what small step is going to be the one that turns the wheel in your favor. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your vision. It's like that really well-known that little cartoon that's like the guy who's like chiseling in a cave, and you see that he's gone a really long way down this thing, and he's been digging and digging and digging, breaking rocks, and the diamonds like are so close, but he doesn't see them, and he turns around and walks away instead of just going like, if he just had kept going. Obviously there is a difference between when things are completely futile and horrible and toxic and you just don't want to do it anymore, but there is also that piece of like enduring and just never giving up if it's something that you really believe in. Sure, you may have to tweak things, sure, you may have to try new things, but if the vision is true to who you are and your work in the world and what you truly believe you're here to be doing, and that I really feel is a choice that you make as well on behalf of and with the universe, then keep going. This connection card is so really, really sweet. I don't read what's on the back. I don't, like, in regards to like what my reading is. I was just going from the connection and the image on there. But something that she says on here is, it's like, our attitudes, actions, and energy ripple outward and touch people in ways seen and unseen. No single action stands alone. So knowing that that is the case too when it comes to your dreams and what you can influence is such an important part of making sure that you're moving forward. That's group number 1. Okay, group number 2. Hold on to yourselves. I'm about to get extremely real with you. I'm just making sure the cards are upright. This one I was like, oh, well, this might be a wee bit sassy for a few people, but hey, well, you know what you signed up for. The first card you have this week is the 4 of Pentacles. I'm just going to make sure that I can see the 4 of Pentacles. The second is the Queen of Swords and Brutal Truth, my card in the tarot. And your final card is Vision. And this message all but like smacked me upside the face when I was doing these, and I was like, oh, I feel like this is me too. At the moment, I feel like the cards have been reading me for filth. And if I had been picking a pile, this would have been the one that was for me. So I feel like I'm saying this to myself as well. So I'm about to get real with you here. Instant gratification is not doing you any favors, and you need to knock that shit off pronto. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All of that distraction and clutter is dulling your ability to go after what you really want. Sure, it feels good right now to get what you want, but in the long run, it is not truly what you need or desire. Bring your energy back into yourself. Stop throwing your resources, attention, and energy out to everyone, and get yourself back into focus. And I was like, wow, that was very much what I needed to hear this week too. And this doesn't necessarily have to be like a, you know, stop doing everything that the dog, stop doing everything that that you enjoy. It's more like if you have just been, you know, this time of year it's a kind of a crazy one. Like if you just, he picked up his massive antler and just went and dumped it right at the door. Yay, food floors. It's a very full-on time of year, and if we start to kind of get a little lost in saying yes to everyone and appeasing everybody and being doing like a million things and being pulled from pillar to post and trying to like keep up with like the Christmas list that the kids may want, or all the functions that you have to go to, or like for me, there's a lot of fundraising at my son's school, which is fine. It's just I've got a lot of other stuff on too. I've still said yes, but there's all this stuff going on. If you don't bring your energy back, and if you don't remember that you also have other shit to do and keep yourself centered, it's just going to be going off like the rails. Also, doing everything in like hardcore this month, like overconsumption, over consumerism, overdoing everything. So you need to knock it off if you have been overdoing stuff, and come back and bring your energy back into yourself, which is that Four of Pentacles, getting very, very grounded, being aware of the environment that you're in, because that can also be something that can be quite influential. I'm not saying that you should ever blame anything that you do on somebody else or on an environment that you're in. You are the one who's in control of your actions and your choices, but it certainly doesn't help if you are surrounding yourself with not necessarily the most supportive environment to kind of keep a little centered this time of year. And your vision with it is the most. Next time I'm taking that dang antler away from him when I'm doing this recording. This vision is the most beautiful cat. Look at those eyes. It's like, clear out that clutter, clear out the need to have everything everywhere all the time. And if you could all see me watching way too much TV where I say y'all, I'm Australian, I don't even say y'all. If you could see my apartment, you would know what I'm talking about. Get rid of the clutter, start getting your vision a little bit more refined instead of trying to shotgun everything and do everything all at once and appeasing everybody and trying to keep up with everyone. It's just like, this shit's too exhausting. Plus, then what ends up happening is you start to try and fill your cup up again in a way that is quick and instant gratification wise, and then you're just like, well, that actually didn't solve the problem of the fact that I'm probably stretched a little too thin. So that is group number 2. Finally, pile number 3, group number 3, you have got the Daughter of Wands, the Four of Swords, stop overthinking for a moment, and we have Mischief as the final little card here. And this is, I really feel like a really good one for people who have been struggling to kind of quiet their minds a little bit. Time to put those thoughts on the back burner. If you've been looking at to-do lists and you've been stressing about things, if you have been planning and being analytical and working too much and stressed and exhausted from just over mental stimulation, the Daughter of Wands and Mischief are such a wonderful pairing. They are the Daughter of Wands, that energy of the impish and it's my Peter Pan in my Tarot Court book, and Peter Pan loves adventure, story, play, and a little bit of escapism, because sometimes we need a little bit of a recharge in the fantasy department, or the department that is not rooted in the real world, crunching numbers at work kind of thing. We need that escape and a little bit of recharging in order to be able to tackle the real world. We can't just or work and no play. Just makes people go nuts. So you can really lean into this mischief and feeling as though you can put a little bit of play and spontaneity into your life. It'd really, really be worth it. The thing is that the real world is going to be here when you come back. I'm not saying like go run off, to the circus and disappear from life. I'm saying, give yourself a bit of time to. He's back on his bed now, so he should. He knows how to annoy his. Every single time I do recordings with his dog, and then if I put him in the other room, he starts crying. It used to be I know I'm like segueing here. It used to be lawnmowers. It used to be any time I'd put the recording on, fucking lawnmowers would go off. I'd be like, really? Lawnmowers? And now it's the dog. It's like, oh well, I guess this is one of those things that's like testing my need for control and perfection to just let it go and get it done, right? So even I get tested. So getting back to the message, when we have a lot to do and we've got a lot of responsibilities, many of us have people who count on us and all that sort of stuff. I'm not saying run away to the circus and bugger off and don't come back. I'm saying just schedule in a little bit of fun and downtime, because that list will be here when you get back from your going to the movies, or go have a snow fight, or go tobogganing with your kids, or go to the beach, or whatever it may be. It can wait, and it will be here, unless you literally have millions of dollars on the line for a company, or you're a surgeon. Obviously don't stop giving someone surgery halfway through. Not cool, but I think you know what I mean. I don't think anyone here takes exactly what I say too literally. So go and get a little mischievous. Enjoy that time. Don't take life too seriously. Press pause on the overthinking. Put the list down and go have a little bit of fun and reconnect with that spontaneous side of yourself, because it gets a little bit exhausting and you don't want to feel as though fun has been sucked out of the room. So those are the messages for this week, and now let's have a little look at the decks that I've used. Okay, first off we have the Way Home Tarot, and I just unboxed this on my channel, so you can go and find it very easily. As a matter of fact, I think it may be really close to this one in regards to the lineup. The backs here. I love like dual color things, because I think they remind me very much of Aurosoma bottles, and because of my Aurosoma training, like that is an Aurosoma bottle. Both sides are an Aurosoma bottle. It just really, and that's the same thing with the Practical Magic one, which is the next one. It reminds me of that, and it makes me really, really happy. This is a very beautiful deck. I don't even know what I can say outside the fact that I've just talked about this on my channel. One thing about those lanterns, it's not nothing against the art, because I have lanterns in my Awakened Soul Oracle, but now anytime I see anything like that, I just think of the environmental waste that happens when they eventually come back down, just like balloons. Please, for love of all things sacred, do not release helium balloons. Please do not. Like, you Google the shit that happens to not just like wildlife, like turtles and birds, and I'm talking like dogs and cats, and they eat things, they get strangled by the ribbons. It's just atrocious, and that plastic ends up back in our bodies because of the fucking circle of life. So please don't release balloons ever for any reason. I see them get released accidentally in the playground, and I'm like, oh, like it just makes me really mad. If a kid lets it go, I'm not gonna go yell at him, because it's like, but I'm like, oh man, releasing balloons, not cool. 3 of Wands. If you're watching this, I feel like you are remotely spiritual, and it is our responsibility as spiritual people to take care of our planet as much as we can. And that is like the least and most impactful thing that you can do, like not releasing balloons, because why the fuck do we need to release balloons anyway? All right, rant over. Clearly, see, I told you. Full moon in Gemini. Going off on wicked tangent, son. It's a really, really pretty deck. It's like super pretty. It is really pretty. Yeah, the court cards in here I adore, and I talk about that in my unboxing. I really, really love the court cards in this deck. Look, we're getting quite a few of them. So it's the Way Home Tarot. And of course, he's dragging his bed over here now for some reason. Cheeky puppy. The next deck is the Practical Magic Tarot. And look, another Aurosoma bottle. I think that's like 32 and 30, 33 and 32. I'm going to quickly look that up and see if I was right. This is creation. Oh, 34. I was. So 32 and 30. It's 34 is more of what it is. But I was pretty. I know there is. There we go. Pallas Athena and Orion Angelica. So 57 and 58. But I was pretty close with the other one, the 34, Birth of Venus. I love my Aurosoma. one day I'll have those bottles again, although I don't know if it's even if it's harder now to get them. It was pretty hard back then, but anyhoodle. Again, see, getting really distracted. I'm not a Gemini at all. What do you mean? So very much like an Orosoma bottle, these cards. I actually purchased this from a fellow tarot member at Northwest Tarot Symposium. I believe it was it this year? Jennifer, was it this year? I don't know. I was extremely sick this year at Northwest Tarot Symposium. I had walking pneumonia and bronchitis, and I thought I was going to die. And then I had to go and do my presentation in front of Mary K. Greer, and I was so out of it. I was on cold and flu medication just so I could stand up. I had ghosted pretty much on Saturday so I could get this presentation done. And I was like, I had all this stuff planned, all this practicum planned, and I do not remember a word I said through the entire thing. Like, I don't think I did any of the exercises with anybody. I was, and of course, like, one of the queens of fucking tarot was sitting front fucking row, and I feel like I blew it. But I was, like, so sick. Anyway, I came home. I guess I'm telling a story now. So then I came home from that, and I had a 7-day fever. I literally thought I was going to die. I had the father of my child, who was still really good friends, we live in the same apartment building, checking me in on me to make sure like I was still alive, filling up my water bottle and bringing me like medication because I just couldn't move. It was awful. It was awful. I was so sick. And I had to do this presentation with Mary Kate Greer in the fucking front row. And anyway, I bought this because what I do, I organise a dinner night for the Northwest Tarot Symposium. It just started out because it was like people wanted to kind of come and hang, and I just wanted to see my tarot friends in the States who were going to be there. And now it's turned into an annual event that I host, and it is bonkers fun. It's so much fun. So what we do as well is we bring in all the decks that we want to like sell or swap and things like that. And because there is a swap table at these conferences, but we get to get the pick of the litter. And I got this one from Jennifer. That was a very long story to tell you where I got this deck. You can sign up for the pre-order for the deck, and I have got the link in the description below, but I got this one from Jennifer. And then finally, we have got the Spirit Cats Oracle deck, and this is just the sweetest little thing. It's by Nicole Pierre, and it's just really, really sweet. As you can see, all the writing is on the back, and then we have the artwork on the front. It's a lovely matte square deck. I have an unboxing video. It's not where the cat is. I have an unboxing video of this on my channel, so you can go check it out. I love watercolor artwork. I adore watercolor. It's my favorite painting medium. It's frustrating and unpredictable, but it is really, really fun. I wouldn't say I'm very good at it, but I do enjoy it. And I'm not even a cat person. Like, I'm a dog person. If I had to, I'm an animal person, to be honest. I've had a fucking menagerie in my life, but I am definitely prefer dogs over cats, mostly because I'm terribly allergic to cats. But these are so cute. It's not to say I don't like cats. I've had cats before. Steve was one of my cats, and he was the most adorable thing, and I spent 3 months getting used to him so I wasn't allergic to him. So I don't hate cats. Just more of a dog person. So sue me, apparently. Witches can be dog people too, but I do like, this is so like, if I could just like put my face in them and just like, oh, they're so cute, but I would like die, and then they would probably scratch me because cats don't necessarily like that. They're really, really pretty. Nicole's done a beautiful job of this deck as well. So those are the decks we have used this week, along with a little bit of a story about how I was deathly ill earlier on this year. I can't believe that was this year. I can't believe there's going to be 2 more Oracle Wednesdays for 2019, and then we are done. Another year older. New one just began. And what am I most excited for in 2020? The trailer dropped yesterday. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm not going to drink my coffee. If you like this, if you like this video, if you want to share the Oracle Wednesday love with other people, please share it or tag some friends if you're watching this on Instagram, or if you're watching this on my Facebook page. Share it around if you think anyone will enjoy my madness. And I'm not really mad, but you know, my level of my brand of like silliness, I think. I am going to be hitting the road a lot next year. Lots next year. I don't know how I'm going to make this work, but I'm going to make this work. Not get sick. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to get sick. I am going to be at Northwest Tarot Symposium in March. I believe it is the 4th of March, the weekend of the 4th of March. 2020, I am going to be in New York for Reader Studio, weekend of the 24th of April, 2020. And there are 2 more things happening at the end of the year that I can't really talk about right now, but I will be coming to the East Coast again and possibly overseas for something else as well. And I really want to get down to the West Coast of America for something else that we've got in the works. So there's a lot of travel next year. I'm very, very excited. Okay, my loves, that is everything. I hope you take care of yourselves. I hope you're fabulous. Everything is in the description below for how you can work with me and the decks that I've used. And I hope you have a blessed, blessed week.